and welcome back to the show. This is our take. We are your hosts. I'm Ocean.
I'm Taylor.
I'm Connor.
I'm Zach.
Thank you for joining us, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the third installment of your Democratic series, as Connor likes to call it. You guys voted, we watched, and now we share with you guys our thoughts. We had a
And now Reagan's president. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Obama.
We had a pretty controversial episode last week, so if you guys haven't checked that one out, go check out our review of this, or The Nice Guys, and you guys can hear us duke it out over whether or not who's right. And if you have no idea what we're talking about, if you guys don't know what this series is about or what we're doing here, just give you guys a quick recap. We put out a polls for you guys to choose which movies you wanted to see us talk about. You guys voted. We watched them, and now over the course of 4 weeks, we're going to give you guys our take on 4 different movies that we watched per your guys' choice. So if you guys like this style of interaction and thing that we're doing here on the channel, go ahead and make sure you guys let us know down in the comments below, and make sure you voice your opinion so we can do more of it or less.
And hit that subscribe button.
But yeah, please hit that subscribe button. We're closing in on 100 subscribers, ladies and gentlemen, triple digits. It's going to be awesome once we cross that threshold. But all right, without further ado, today's episode is going to be on a Netflix original that came out in 2018 titled How It Ends. This movie, I don't really know anything about it other than that I watched it. So, yeah, Taylor is going to tell you guys who is in this movie. There's not that many people, but go ahead.
Only a few. So we got Theo James, who plays Will Younger. Forrest Whitaker plays Tom. I don't remember the last name. Kat Graham, Samantha. Mark O'Brien plays Jeremiah. Nicole Ari Parker plays Paulo.
Alrighty. What was the neighbor's name?
That's Jeremiah.
Jeremiah. Okay. All right. Sweet. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's your cast. We're going to talk about this in traditional fashion. So, we're going to start off with spoilers, or spoiler-free section first. Sorry. My bad. I'm going to be honest. There's a reason why nobody really knows this movie exists. And
I should stay that way.
Why it didn't do very well, and why there's like no sequel or nothing to it. And yeah, I mean, there are some good aspects about it, but yeah, it was just all right, I guess. I'm not gonna say it was. I don't know. It was like right on that fringe of being bad, but maybe not. I don't know. Maybe after we talk it out, I'll have a better idea. But Zachy, what did you think of the movie? Spoiler.
Terrible.
Oh, terrible.
I did not like this movie. Yeah.
Okay.
I did not like this movie at all. And
right.
I don't know how to describe it. I'll go into spoilers, so we'll wait.
No, that's fine. That's all we need. Terrible, ladies and gentlemen. Terrible. Taylor, what about you, man?
There's actually quite a bit of things I like about this movie, but the ending for this is very disappointing.
Yeah, it's very bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Connor?
this is probably one of the the ending for this movie is fucking garbage. The
Yeah,
ending
it's really bad.
just blows.
Like it honestly, if it didn't have the ending portion of this movie would be better.
You know, that's probably true. I think a lot of my animosity
agree.
towards the movie comes from like the final like
fucking
10
ending.
minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
And
honestly,
specifically the last like 30 seconds.
It's like they literally just gave up on writing the movie.
Yeah.
for real, it is.
Like they were just
or
like,
it's like 2 different people, and one guy was like, you know what? Let me go first because I actually know kind of what I'm doing, and then one guy's like, wait, I got to get my bit in, and just fucking annihilates it.
Or
Yeah.
they had like a script for a longer movie, and then they ran out of money for production, so they're like, "Yeah, we'll just end it here."
They're like, yeah, we can't get the
It
budget
feels-
for
the
2,
ending
so
feels like-
shove it in this one.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
feels like they ended the movie literally like halfway through the movie.
Yeah.
Which is so
Yeah.
funny because it's literally called How It Ends, but
Which
You
we'll
don't like how it ends.
We'll talk to you guys about that in the spoiler section. Real quick, we'll go through some scores. Fast kind. Taylor's score 1 through 10. What is your score for how it ends?
A 5.
5. All right, Connor.
4.
Zachy.
3.
Ocean 2. No, I'm just kidding.
Price is Right.
I think I'm gonna
Price
go.
is Right.
I think I'm gonna go with a 5. I think 5 is a good number for it. Because like Taylor said, there are actually some good things about this, and there's actually one thing in particular that I really liked about it, but the way it ended made it bad somehow. Like, I don't know. It's hard to explain without going to spoilers. But
yeah, I would give it a 5, but for me, a lot of this is one of the worst endings I've seen to a movie for a while.
Yeah,
it's sure. It's been a while, and an ending to a movie can make or break
100%
the whole movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's kind of like a lesser example for me of World War Z or A Quiet Place, where it's like fucking banger, and then the ending just fucking like kind of not ruin the film, but it just disappoints me so much that it fucking dips that much at the end. But this is kind of like a lesser extreme.
You put A Quiet Place in that category?
Yeah, I don't like the ending.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I just mean that as like a reference.
More drama on the show, guys. More drama on the show.
Stay tuned.
Whoa! Let's start talking about The Quiet Place real quick.
Oh, I didn't say I didn't like The Quiet Place. I just said that's my example of it's fucking amazing, and then I don't like the ending, and it's like.
I'm just trying to remember what happened, like at the end that would have.
Now, I'm not saying this is the level of those movies. Yeah, those movies are way higher.
Oh yeah.
But this is like a fucking lower version of it.
Right. Okay. All right.
This is definitely like a indie film for sure.
Yeah.
Moving on to the movie at hand, ladies and gentlemen. You have our scores. You have our spoiler-free thoughts. My suggestion is to not watch this movie if you haven't already. This is probably one you guys
save
can
yourself.
Skip. This is not one that you need to spend your time on because I knew this movie is like 2 hours long. So.
Yeah, I don't remember how long it was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like 1 minute 55 minutes.
1:14
minutes. 1 hour and 55 minutes actually. What?
Yeah.
What did you say? 114?
That's what it says on the.
114 minutes.
114 minutes, yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, only 14 minutes. It's only 14 minutes. It's so bad, it seems longer.
That was a great 14-minute movie.
Yeah, damn, bro.
It's so bad, it seems longer.
It actually just flashes within your brain. You're like, whoa.
In that case, I'm going to change my score.
That would just be a technological. Like it.
It's the longest 14 minutes of my life.
So far.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into some spoilers so that way you guys don't have to watch this movie. You can just listen to us talk about it, and that's all you guys are going to need. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be your official
spoiler alert.
Okay.
Your joke literally just clicked in my head.
Huh?
I literally just got what your joke, what you were joking about.
Oh, okay.
It's like the longest 14 minutes of your life.
Okay.
Sorry. I was just that was a delayed. I had a funny moment there.
It's all right. It's okay. I get it. But I wanted to start off on a good note because, like you said, and like I said, that I think there are some good things in this movie. One of the good things, in my opinion, was the building of tension surrounding what the hell was happening.
Agreed.
In my opinion, in the beginning of the movie, they did a really good job of making you sit there and think to yourself, what the hell is happening? Like, what is causing all of this stuff to happen? Right? Because
you still don't really even know.
Well,
that's at the end.
Right. So that's where, for me, it turned bad, is that over the course of the movie, and including the ending of the movie, it takes that tension and that suspense and that you racking your brain of what the hell is going on, and then it just says, "Oh, fuck you, you don't get to know," and just leaves it at that.
It literally has a tension car the entire time going up a hill, and then
it just
halfway
stops.
up the hill. Yeah, halfway up the hill there was a landslide.
Toyota falls down.
And then the fucking car just goes bloop, and falls down the.
I wouldn't even say it falls down. It just stops. It just stops
That's
at the top of the mountain because there's no like rush down the hill like, oh, this is what happened, blah 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 blah. Like it just stops.
Yeah, a tree fell on the car and everyone's dead. Is what happened, and the car's stuck up there.
That's more like it. Yeah, because it was. I don't know, like the way that the movie started. You know, the tension. Obviously, there's tension between. I don't remember their names. Tom and the husband dude, Will, sure.
Will.
There's tension between them, like all in-laws have. Like that's a very normal thing, and it was there. And then they added in the tension of like something happening in the world. Nobody knows what the hell. Communications go down. Fights get canceled. Nobody knows what's going on, right? And there's no event on screen that you see that shows what happened, which is something I think is a little unique to this particular film. There might be some other ones out there that do this, but like most of the time you see kind of what happens. Like there's something like whether a bomb goes off or zombies start or whatever. You kind of see what happens, but this one you don't. It happens all off screen. So it does a really good job of building that tension for me.
I
have to
agree with you. Where like it does a great job of having the mysterious atmosphere of like keeping you in suspense because of the mystery of what's going on, and because it's like monster movies or supernatural movies where you're kept in the dark and you don't really see what the threat is. You don't really know what the threat is, but it's a threat, and it's like that kind of like really 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 well done like tension building.
Mm-hmm.
And then like you said at the end, the reason why I had to give it a 4 is because it just like there's nothing. It's just like I sat here and watched this fucking movie, and then at the end I'm like, what the fuck just happened? What? Why did I just fucking watch that? There's no fucking like.
There's nothing. There's no explanation. There's no explanation. There's no visual depiction of anything of knowing what the hell is going on.
You don't even know if they're like, are they gonna live or what the fuck's going on? Like,
there's nothing.
Is the volcano gonna fucking kill him? Like, what the fuck is
the
happening?
Power of love, man.
Like,
yeah,
it literally ends on them both like looking at each other and be like,
erupting.
"I love you," and then the car drives. And then it's just that's
just
it.
chasing them.
The smoke is just like
starting right behind.
Yeah,
stop.
The smoke clouds.
The podcast explosion stops.
Yeah, it seems like the cloud is slowing down and they make it out, but
you don't know that.
Yeah, we don't know that for sure.
I don't know that. The cloud could have just had a fart or something, and then it just starts going again. Yo, what the fuck? Who knows? Who knows what the fuck?
Is there
happened?
a volcano in Seattle? Is that what?
Yeah.
Is there a volcano?
Yeah, Mount St. Helens.
Oh, that's right. My bad.
It's like
what?
Is it that big? What? Is it that big a volcano though? Is it that big?
Bro, it's fucking huge.
They made it look like it was fucking super volcano
if
going
Mount
off.
St. Helens went off.
I
would see it from over here.
Is, right? It's Yellowstone, dude. Like,
yeah.
And that is mostly flat in Yellowstone. So the volcano is just below ground or below grade, I should call it.
Do you know how volcano works?
But fuck, I don't know. They made it seem way bigger than I thought it was.
Hold on, wait. You live on an island with a volcano, right?
Exactly.
Actually, we don't. We don't actually.
That's a volcano.
Those are mountains. That's not volcanoes anymore. Technically, those are mountains now. You're wrong.
I think technically they're still a volcano. They're just extinct.
They don't die.
I mean, that's technically true, I guess.
At any point. Yeah, you heard it here first, folks.
Yeah,
volcanoes
all those big volcanologists are
fake,
wrong.
bro.
Right?
Come on. Fake news. But yeah, I do agree that the tension building is really good in this movie. I actually don't mind the fact, like, that's not the reason why I hated the ending. That is kind of part of it, but not like the main reason. I don't mind
that they didn't explain it. Like, I don't.
Yeah,
mind
I
that
don't
it was,
care if they
like,
never
mystery,
explained it at
but
all.
the fucking like
It's
The
just the
ending was
fact that
just
it was
like,
just
what
this
the fuck?
fucking massive cataclysmic event that like happens where because of that, and they don't explain that.
But it's not
But
like you
I
see
could have
them
had
die
nothing
or you.
happened, and it would have been fine. Because the reason why I like this is I like the story more of the people
Right.
that is involved with Will,
Tom.
Tom, and Ricky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just everybody and the people they meet and everything.
Yeah.
That is what I liked more
And
about the
they do a
story.
good job of keeping it realistic, but not ultra realistic. Like their journey is mainly centered around gathering supplies to keep going
Yeah, and
west,
keep
right?
moving.
And gas is a huge
Scavenging.
priority, and food and water and all that. And then they
Yeah.
have to deal with with what it means to survive in a lawless world,
Yeah.
And for Ricky, it was too much, and she decides to leave, and we never find out what the fuck happens to her, which is
She's
kind
dead.
of irritating. But
I mean, she was irritating, so I don't care. I
well,
was
she
glad
was
she
just
left.
like, if
Yeah,
I'm being
but she's
honest,
dead.
like
She's
her,
dead.
Yeah, she
her
died.
portray, like her execution of the character. Unfortunately, it was just poor acting. I think the acting was pretty bad for her, unfortunately. But
Yeah, I mean, all the characters did a good job with each other.
I have a question though. Like when
well,
Ricky
you can
left,
like, I don't know. Tell me, yeah. So Ricky left, but tell me that you guys didn't feel a clear, distinct difference between Tom and Will's performances and pretty much anybody else's, right?
Yes.
Like,
Absolutely.
yeah. Okay, I just want to make sure. All right. What were you saying, Zachary? Sorry, Ricky
no,
left.
I was saying like I don't. So the whole scene where Ricky left, they fell asleep, right, and she was just gone. Like how
Well,
long was this?
she started walking away before they went to sleep.
Well,
They
she had to
figured
go
She
back
sat
and get her
down.
stuff from the car.
They figured that she was just blowing off steam or whatever.
But she also had to go back to the car and grab the stuff. But so how long did she stay out there? And they just like not to keep an eye on her, just like, we're gonna sleep. Fuck it.
Hey man, I don't know.
This is something that I like.
Like,
Look,
I get it.
if
Yeah,
you've
you're
ever been in
tired,
a
but, like,
situation, no. If you've ever been in a situation where you were fucking heavily sleep deprived, you will fucking knock out immediately.
And
like I've literally been standing and like falling asleep before because I've been that sleep
100%.
deprived. And being in a like crazy environment like this movie is supposed to portray, I can totally understand somebody just fucking knocking out in the back of the car and not like even fucking
the
reacting.
first 72 hours, you're so heightened. Your senses are so heightened because you're in a fight or flight sense of survival and everything, that it's hard for you to fall asleep because your body's just trying to make sure that you don't fucking fall asleep and die. And then once that wears off, because eventually your body cannot keep that up. Once that wears off, bro, like, it's crazy how fast you can fall asleep when you're like really tired, when you're actually
like
tired.
all you have to do is just stop moving.
Yeah, and you're asleep, and like you're dead asleep. Like somebody's got to wake you up, otherwise you're sleeping for the next day asleep. Like for real, like that's how it works, and that's why sleep deprivation is such a big deal when it comes to
He fucking dead.
when it comes to training, like military people and whatnot, right?
It's a big thing.
It's a huge tool that they use to train you because it invokes such crazy effects on the person. So I 100% can believe that they both fell asleep and never heard her at all get her shit from the car and leave. Yeah. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if she had like said bye to them and they just kept sleeping.
They just weren't there, yeah.
And they just fucking out.
I mean, I literally almost slept through at my house catching on fire. I was pretty fucking tired. Like,
that happens.
Yeah. It happens.
Earthquakes, tsunamis, like
all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
If my wife hadn't woken up, I would have just been like, "Oop, I'm on fire."
This is fine.
It's a little warm in here.
Yeah, I would have woken up and been like, "Oh shit!"
Turn on the fan.
It's like, hey, can you open a window, let some of the air in? Like, come on.
Yeah, but it just like I was really sucked into, like you said, Ocean. Like the thing the thing that really grabbed me the most in the story was like what was happening around them, and like, like is it like, or is it just like a fucking like
is it aliens?
Is it aliens?
Is it another country? Is it a natural disaster?
Is it like the day before yesterday or whatever, like 2012, or it's just like
tomorrow.
there's fucking day after tomorrow or whatever, and you don't know because they kind of like they pull you in different directions. They kind of trick you where it's like.
They do some things that make you think it's aliens.
They're sending
Sometimes
a whole
you think
fucking
it's just natural disasters.
Yeah. And they're even when they're talking with Jeremiah dude, and he talks about like, oh, it's probably another country or simulation or something. Like, it's kind of believable. I mean, why would the entire nation's communication networks go down because of a natural disaster? You know, like that's
right. Exactly. The whole all communications get shut down. Power gets shut down. Fucking like
it's a fire sale, bro.
Fire sale.
Yeah. And there's like a giant train, like a convoy train, like a giant train full of army shit, like tanks and fucking Humvees.
Okay, wait. That's a problem I have with this movie. All right, this is a uniquely civilian thing. Those motherfuckers are probably going to NTC, bro.
Yeah.
That's just completely normal and happens all the fucking time. The problem I had with that is that train was portrayed with fucking dead soldiers and like all this other random shit. Bro, there is nothing on there but vehicles that have like less than a quarter tank of gas.
Yeah.
Right, but that's what I'm saying, is the train obviously had personnel on it because that's what they showed in the movie, and it obviously had fucking and the train.
Yeah, but this was just a bad.
It wasn't like the train just like, it was like the train got hit by something, and there's a bunch of dead dudes all over the place, and like so obviously, even though you could be right, the movie portrayed it as this train was going somewhere.
No, but I'm saying those trains don't have the capability to house personnel. There is literally barely any room to put anything on there, except for a container, which is not suited to have people locked in there. They're just these fucking metal boxes with all your shit in it. Or if you were sitting in the vehicles, which is a safety hazard, which would not get approved. Because if you are going to deploy your fucking military across the country, there's highways built for that. You drive over there.
So I don't know if you guys, the audience, knew this. I'm sure you guys did, but the interstate system throughout the nation,
right,
was literally created for the military.
For the military to transport their vehicles from one side of the nation to the other, or
get to the world wars.
For any kind of conflict that they needed to get to, that was what the interstate was built for, and that's why it's a federally subsidized thing. That's why the federal government built it. Is for that. So if they were actually deploying their military to the West Coast, it would have been a convoy of vehicles across the interstate.
Now I'm not saying that you're wrong.
Who made this movie did not know.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
That's how they portrayed it.
You were right, and that they were trying to portray the military deploying
a unit. Did it wrong.
But I just wanted to say that is completely incorrect, and that's why there's many things in this movie that clearly they kind of tried to like have somewhat of a knowledge in certain things, and then they completely fucked others. With when it comes to Tom.
They obviously didn't look up how would the military react to it.
Well, it's just real basic things but
where are the
because Forrest Whitaker, Tom, he's a fucking retired Marine general, bro.
Was it a general?
I think it was a general.
I thought it was.
It was a high-ranking officer. It doesn't really matter.
Something high.
Either way, that's fucking high.
Yeah.
Right? High-ranking officer.
Sure.
So in doing that, then I have expectations that I'm expecting for your character to be doing, and he kind of does most of it, but then some of them are just like real small, and they're like big misses for me being
for sure.
Yeah.
One of the parts that made me laugh or chuckle a little bit was when they get stopped at like the checkpoint by the army.
That's one of them.
And he's talking to the dude. And he's like, he calls him sergeant, which is accurate. However, the dude is a fucking first sergeant.
That's the thing, right? His conversation is totally fine. Like the way he's talking to him, he's just trying to be like man-to-man thing.
But there ain't no
he's
fucking
like, look, bro,
way a first sergeant is manning
a fucking checkpoint. And you look young as fuck, bro.
Yeah, there's no way you're a first sergeant in 10 years.
Hell no. He's going to be having his fucking like sergeant standing there. Like E5. Like, hey, you stand here. You could probably have a PFC next to you to search. Like, bro.
No,
but the conversation made sense. And like overall throughout the movie, it was like most of it was fine. It's like, okay, why? Like even Will, the I guess future son-in-law or whatever.
Yeah.
He was like, bro, you didn't tell me you had a gun, motherfucker. He's a retired Marine.
Yeah. I'm
So you
surprised
don't expect him to have more than one gun.
Yeah.
And the fact that he drives a super nice car, he's an officer, so it makes sense. All right.
Yeah.
If it was anything lower, you probably had a truck.
Yeah, you'd have to, otherwise you wouldn't.
But
be
he's
a
an
true
officer,
retired
so
Marine.
I liked that. Even though I don't know if that was intentional or not, but I liked it. But the fact that he didn't have more than one gun, and the fact that he was like, "Dude, Will's a bitch." Like, come on.
Yeah, no, he was absolutely.
Like, I don't mind it, but it's just like there's a certain level of like, can you just stop being a pussy for once in your life?
Some people are just like that, man.
I know it is.
Some people just don't have.
So I don't hate it because of it. I'm just saying, like, what? Like the entire time, like, bro, when are you gonna fucking make a change for something?
Yeah.
Like he
It
doesn't want
came
to
way too late
get into
in all
conflicts. He doesn't want to deal with guns for some reason. Doesn't want to do all these things. Like this is why you wouldn't be able to take care of his daughter.
Yeah. Well, the change just comes
Initially,
way too late
obviously.
in the movie. It comes way too late in the movie, and it comes in a form of like just a little bit unbelievable for me that he's a lawyer, but yet he's like an amazing car driver. Like he can just fucking,
and he can just shoot really well.
Yeah.
All of a sudden,
never shot a gun before in his life,
right?
But he's just bah, bah, bah. Like, okay, but all right. I mean, yeah, I don't know. All those things just make for a harder time relating and accepting the characters for who they are, right?
Yeah.
Especially for people who like that have been in the military and look for those finer details.
Yeah.
Did you guys notice any of that? I'm curious to know because we always talk about military movies because we're obviously both have served and we see those things. Are those things that you guys see as when you guys watch movies like this? Like, do you see all of those finer details or no?
Personally, no, I don't. Not in the way you guys would. More like just like that's odd, like
if it wasn't
like
in Call of Duty, then you don't see it.
Yeah, no. If it wasn't like in Call of Duty, there's no way it's real, bro. Like clearly, it's only action packed.
Oh yeah,
going down.
Haven't you talked to a recruiter? It's just like Call of Duty, bro.
No, but
sometimes it is
definitely like with the train thing. I was like, even if say they were transferring personnel, and shit, like wouldn't you, as a guy who's ex-military, wouldn't you like say go look for guns clearly because you guys are want ammo?
Oh, that was a tiny thing I hated. They
it's like
many
go get a gun
to acquire another person's firearm, but they just choose not to.
Yeah.
However, of the only firearm that they did have, it was not unlimited.
Right.
It was literally a single mag.
Yeah.
I mean, there was two, but he only took one.
Yeah. He had a bunch of extra rounds too, but they fell off the floor of the car.
Yeah.
What about you, Connor? Do you notice those kinds of small details or no?
Sometimes.
Do they bother you at all?
It depends on the situation. Like the train thing didn't really bother me because it was of how they were trying to portray the background story of what's going on, and because of like the environment of like what's happening. You know what I mean? Like, they're trying to keep it like, what is it really?
Right.
You don't know. So that's okay with me. I don't have a problem as long as you're like, it's keeping it like vague, on.
Yeah, I mean it definitely does because when they stopped them at the checkpoint, my initial thought was, okay, why is the military setting up a checkpoint to prevent people from going west? And that to me was like, okay, there's a military conflict or something going over there, or there's like aliens or something like.
Right.
And
which
then when
you think that's it, but
and then when the train is derailed and like messed up, I'm like, oh, it definitely had to be something, some kind of like
not saying aliens. But
aliens. Yeah, it definitely had to be some kind of conflict. Like it wasn't just a natural disaster that made this
and it's
train
like they
derail.
go through like all of this crazy shit. Like a fucking storm is like this craziest fucking storm you've ever seen.
For real, like that was crazy weather, dude.
Defies all logic, and you're just like, what the fuck is this?
It was basically a gigantic tornado in the sky.
Yeah, it was like a tornado in the sky, but it was made of like lightning. It was just like all of it was made of lightning, and it was just fucking crazy. and then they go through like everything's on fire in the middle of nowhere, like going towards the coast. Like,
giant
what
brush
the fuck
fire.
happened to the like? It's just everything was on fire. It was just all on fire, and then he
all the
gets
people
to fucking
walking away. It's like what you see like from like World War II movies when the Germans like fucking annihilate a town and all the townsfolk are trying to leave and they're just walking on the road.
Right, yeah, and all the townspeople are leaving, but yet Seattle is fucking like completely
it's decimated, dude.
Just destroyed. Like, not only was there a tsunami, but there was also some kind of giant nuclear bomb that hit the fucking city because the entire city is covered in ash. And everything is destroyed. Everything's on fire. Like everything was on fire. Everything you could definitely tell everything was on fire. And now it's not on fire anymore, but it's all fucking gone. And like everyone's dead. I don't even know how
what is that? What is the law? Everything that can will go wrong.
Murphy's.
Yeah, Murphy's
law. Yeah, Murphy's law.
Yeah.
That's basically what happens.
I don't even know. I don't even know
Anything
how that their like apartment building
was still standing.
Was still standing for her to like write the note.
Barely.
I was like, "There's no way."
It was like half of it.
Yeah.
Actually, not even half. It was like a fucking quarter of it.
The odds of you not only being able to get to your apartment building in that kind of situation,
right?
But also having
up to it.
Yeah, like there's no fucking way. Like
I ain't got a freaking.
What's that?
Oh, no.
And the door with the message was perfectly intact.
Yeah. I just wanted to comment on one like silver lining to that whole scene, how like ridiculous it was. But I am glad that they made him find something to breathe, because that air was 100% not breathable.
What I thought was weird is, I mean, it's understandable because they were probably doing their job, but the fact that he found all of the equipment still in the truck and it's like, shouldn't somebody have been using that?
So for one, 100% that mask would have been on somebody and not just sitting in the back of the truck.
Because you guys don't have like a crap ton of extras just sitting there.
No, we don't have extra.
Well, we don't know what happened. Supposedly, it was like within 10 minutes, everything died.
Sure.
Or what something.
Sure.
Yeah. So Shake skipped 10 minutes.
Yeah, but second of all, that mask wouldn't have done absolute shit for what the fuck was in that atmosphere. Like, it probably would have let him survive for maybe a couple minutes, but those filters would have gotten so fucking clogged up from all the shit that was in the atmosphere. He wouldn't have been able to breathe within a couple minutes. Like, that particular type of mask and filter, it's a particulate filter, and all it is like a N95 mask that you would wear for COVID-19.
Oh, so not like a full...
Just supersized. It's not a self-contained breathing apparatus.
Yeah, you would need to have like a fucking oxygen tank.
Yeah.
What do you make it that far in to get to the truck in the first place? Is a car especially that old car that good at filtering out the air?
Something called a cabin filter, and it's meant to filter particulates. So it's believable to a certain extent that the car would have been able to filter the atmosphere enough to get into the city. I don't know if he would have been able to get that far, but it's believable enough. That mask, not so much. That mask, like, I get it. To everybody else, it's recognizable. It's probably another.
They just see a mask and they're like, you're good.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, because in every game ever, right? If you have a mask, you can breathe in whatever bad atmosphere you're in. But in real life, no, man, that mask you would have died so quick. What he needed was like a full oxygen or a air tank, it's basically a scuba diving system that we use, and that could have kept him alive for sure. But that was also, like, most of those bottles only last about 45 minutes. So, but yeah, I just thought it was funny, just because I know, that comes from that world. So.
One thing
he should have died.
I think
he should have.
I appreciate a lot in this movie that even though it's possible for a different version of this to happen in real life, was when they were driving and he was like, hey, we're going to take a detour here. And he's like, no, we need to go direct.
Yeah.
It's like, don't worry, I have a friend that lives over there. And it's like this little side town in the middle of wherever the fuck. They have a checkpoint that they run into there. And it's all run by the local
police,
sheriff's,
yeah,
whatever department,
People.
and like other people that live there. This is something that I think people should learn to be able to do
Yeah,
and treat it as such in this movie and not the extreme version, which I was expecting to be portrayed in this movie, where they're just fucking like, fuck you,
Hillbilly.
leave,
Savages.
or we're gonna
Yeah.
fucking kill you right
yeah,
now. Like, don't be a bad person. Like what they do in this movie, look, it's understandable. Like they only want local people, or if you are a direct friend
yeah,
of a resident that lives there, and you can tell them and prove that you know them,
right.
then it makes sense to me because you don't want to
You want to protect
cause
your
chaos within.
resources,
Right, it's your hometown,
right?
your people, your resources. And sure, I would probably have like a. Obviously, this is only if I was like within a
In charge.
position to even influence any
Yeah,
decision. But I would set up. I would do this exact kind of thing, but with a help station separately to kind of separate it, but not to just straight fuck people over.
yeah,
But I just like the fact because they do. There's some rednecks in here, all right,
yeah,
that they escort them, and I was fully expecting them to do the bad way of like, oh, they just start murdering or trying to kill them
yeah.
and stuff. They don't do
Take
that in
their
this movie.
resources. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was a
which
nice
I
change.
appreciated that.
Yeah, for sure. This movie, like we said, this movie has some elements to it that work really well. They just did not put them all together, and the ending just ruins any of the building,
Yeah,
any of the
the ending just
So let's
fucks
any of
let's
the
everything.
talk about the ending real quick. So
any of the building
Go ahead.
blocks that they put up throughout the movie just get wiped out at the end.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
so
just
the guy Will finally
Also,
finds his
yeah,
wife, the
go ahead,
daughter.
sorry.
can we
So
right before we do this, can we just talk about Tom's death?
Oh,
Bro, how did he even die? What did he die to?
I mean, he died. Okay.
Well, he got
Oh no! All
shot.
right, all right. Good question. Good question. Because there are people out there that probably don't know what the hell happened to him.
well, his ribs like
Tom
punctured his lungs,
suffered
didn't
what
it?
is called
Yeah.
a tension hemothorax. He had blunt force trauma to his chest that resulted in broken ribs, and the broken ribs probably punctured the pleural lining in your chest, which is like your chest cavity, and allowed blood to enter that space. If enough blood enters that space, it'll put pressure on your lung and keep it from expanding. And that's why he was. That's why he couldn't breathe, right? And then
Yeah, that's when he had to
he
open
got
up.
his needle decompression. Needle D is what we call it. It's a just over 3 inch long needle that put into the chest. Location was all right. I prefer the side location, not the top, but that's besides the point. They put it in and let out all of the pressure, right? That was accurate. The amount of blood that spurted out is probably not very accurate, but it's a
Yeah, but
movie, so
it's a
whatever.
movie, yeah.
But that's accurate. If you have a collapsed lung due to this is a hemothorax, relieving the pressure with that needle is 100% realistic and what would happen in real life. I've actually done a couple of them, so 100% realistic. Then the reason why he died is what's called a tension. He died from like a collection of different things that resulted in that punctured pleural lining. He probably was suffering an infection. He was probably blood was still pooling and putting pressure on the other organs. So when the blood puts pressure on the lungs transfers the pressure to the other lung, which puts pressure on your heart, which can put pressure on all of your like your aorta and your vena cava and stuff, and it just slowly strangles you, essentially. And it slowly strangles you, and it slowly cuts off all your blood supply. So the way he died, with like them, surviving the the bridge scene, and his final stand of shooting the other guys, and then that like gave up. That's more of like he gave up the will to live kind of thing, more so than like an actual medical sense. But I actually liked the scene of him getting the needle in his chest. It's probably
Yeah.
one of the more realistic depictions of
Yeah,
a
it's
collapsed
one of
lung.
those moments where they do add like I would say semi realistic expectations for
Sure.
his character.
Yeah, because he should have
Yeah.
known. I mean, everybody in the military gets trained. So
they
like they get
don't like
introduced
it,
to it.
but
They get introduced to it.
yeah, we don't really
But
practice it. Well, we
no.
practice it, but just not on
I
people.
mean, it's up
obviously.
to your unit and how often you guys actually go over medical
Yeah,
stuff.
nobody does it, but I did.
I mean,
everybody avoids getting the training at all costs, even though
Yeah.
it's required for everybody every year.
As my whole job. So
Yeah,
yeah,
you didn't have a choice.
I don't have a
But,
choice. I have to do
yeah.
that shit. But I did like that. But I think where you're going, Zachy, is more so just the like, how did he die from shooting at the other guys on the bridge, right? Yeah. So like, it's meant to just be. I think that's more of a cinematic storytelling, plot device.
Yeah, I think it was more of a portrayal of like that was his last amount of energy that he could give to help Will keep going.
Yeah.
Was the fucking
That's fair.
like while he's driving like a fucking madman, trying to fucking hold his aim and get that fucking last shot in to fucking let him go.
Yeah.
But afterwards, this motherfucker sees one check engine light and just like, all right, lighting it on fire.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Yeah, that killed me. That killed me, bro.
Like, bro, like, okay, because you knew there was a problem, right? They had a was it coolant?
They had a
radiator leak.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, you see the light come on one time, and you're like, all right, that's it. The end of the world. Grabs this gasoline, just wastes it, pours it all over the car and her dad, and burns the whole thing.
It's
like,
believable, bro. If he complains about a guy having a gun,
I
he's
mean,
gonna complain about
yes, in the
no
sense
shit
of
about
that his
cars.
character is like that. But like, come on, dude.
In real
It's
life,
just weird
bro.
to me that he chose to burn the dad instead of burying him.
Right, like the whole, all of it. Just he basically
just
gave up
weird.
in the moment, which is like, well,
It's just
that's
weird.
it.
It's almost like kind of like sadistic. Like
he
chose to burn him instead of bury him.
It seemed like by the end of the movie, he kind of just turned into like a fucking like bandit.
Yeah,
it's like a
fucking
shell. Yeah, like you know, like in Mad Max, or there's those guys who are just like "fuck you," stab, 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 or whatever. You know, like
fucking thug.
He just
he
turned into
just a shell of a human.
Like
I mean,
everything he had been through just turned him into a fucking.
He's basically been betrayed at every point, I guess.
And I'm
not used to that.
I'm sorry.
Like I half expected him to just kill the fucking family that he like gets.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but if the world is ending and it's post-apocalyptic, I ain't stopping for no.
No.
No,
with my wife, bro, my kid, unborn kid. Oh no, I'm going straight there. I'm sorry.
Right. This is the thing, right? There is a time and there is a place. But if your mission is to go save your /wife, daughter, for both of these people, nothing else matters except for scavenging for supplies to continue. Why the hell do they try to save every single person? And look, does that make you like a generally good person? Yes. But should you do this all the time? No.
Yeah, but why did that dude stop when he had his family in the Jeep, bro?
Yeah,
bro. Hey, at least we got a Jeep.
No. Yeah.
I know that nobody else cares about that. I care. Exactly. I was like, damn.
He had a 38. You know, he could have just walked out, and I expected that guy to just walk out and fucking shoot him in the face.
It probably would have been a better ending, to be honest. But
it probably would.
I don't know. That just irked me because, like, for me personally, I ain't stopping. It ain't happening. I don't care.
Like
if
any of the stopping scenes,
dying
like,
on the
in
side
the forest.
You know what was also irritating to me when they get tricked by that lady. She was the one gaslighting them.
Yeah.
Like, you robbed him and you're mad at them? Are you kidding me? Like, what? I never understood.
Last thing I want to talk about real quick before we wrap up this episode. Question to you guys.
Well, we still got to talk about the end real quick.
Oh, yeah, we got to talk about
It's in relation to that. Okay. It's in relation to that. Did Sam and Jeremiah oof before Will found them?
Yep.
100%.
100%.
This is another problem I had. This is actually a problem I had with the ending.
100%, and she's totally lying to him, and she just she fucking was just gonna wait to see who kills who.
Yep, exactly. She was literally in full survival mode.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Is that fair though? Is that fair?
Is that fair?
No,
it's fair
in that situation.
In the like before he gets there, but once he gets there, she's got to be upfront about it. She's got to be like, "Hey man, like, look, I thought you were dead. So me and this guy like got
Right.
together. I've been
Like,
sucking his dick.
do,
Like,
do I need to have you watch The Walking Dead?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Shane and
Yeah.
what's her name? The mom?
Rick.
Oh,
Or
not
no,
Rick. Lori?
Cheryl, Lori?
Yeah, Shane and
That
Rick.
might be
You didn't know that?
Well, it wasn't fair for like once he got there, like
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he's saying.
She knew
Like, it
that
was.
they,
It's
like,
fine.
somebody was
leaving
gonna
before.
fucking do something. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
you don't not know that. Like, okay, these guys are
He's
gonna
in love with
obviously-
you. The
They're
entire-
obviously gonna fight over. You know what I mean? Like,
And
you
because there
fucking-
were so many red flags, bro. Like,
So many.
Bro, yeah.
it's crazy. And the fact that she didn't say anything,
Yeah, that's
and on
fucked
top
up,
of
right?
that, he woke up and she was with the guy again.
Yeah.
Like, you just got your husband back,
Yeah.
well, fiance, and yet you're still hanging out
And
with
the
the crazy
father
dude
of
out
your
there.
unborn child.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you
I
guys were in
knew.
that situation, what would you guys do?
Oh, I would just start asking questions.
Well, like I said,
what do you mean?
like, she
Which
should have
part
said
of the
something.
situation? Like,
She-
you're
Like
talking about, like,
you
Like, if
come
you-
in and your wife with another man, but no explanations given other than the fact that he saved you, and you're like,
And he's the neighbor.
yeah, he's the neighbor. Like, you guys been living together for a couple of days now.
I probably would have just left.
Cool.
I probably would
Yeah.
have left.
it depends. If I
I
had
don't know
gone
that
through
I
the
would've
same
killed
shit
him.
that okay, hold on. So it depends. If I had gone through the same shit, I might kill him, just
No,
because I might be
Oh, he's dying.
like
But before he
like-
dies,
like I might.
I'm gonna be like
less,
John Travolta
like,
and be
more
like,
of a
"How
shell
did
of
you
a
do it?
human.
how did you do it?
Tell me.
Tell me how you did it."
yeah,
But like, you know what I mean? Like, it depends on what you go through to get there. Like, if I have to go through
Yeah.
like, if I went through like more shit, like there was aliens and shit shooting at me, then I'd be like, you're fucking dying. Like, I just, like, you know.
Oh
what I mean?
yeah, I'd be like,
Yeah,
there
I
ain't no
thought-
way I'm letting you die to an alien, bro.
I told
I'm
Kat, we
getting
watched
that.
it. I told Kat
Yeah.
when we got to the city, I'm like, yeah, no, we're done here. Once I saw that smoke or anything, I'm like, no, you're dead. Bye. So you give
Yeah, I
up on
have
me? I'm
zero
like, all right.
tolerance. I have
No, but
zero
I mean, like,
tolerance.
yeah. If you find them and like if I actually found her, but
And
I had
they're
gone
like
through all of that
chilling,
shit,
and like they seem like
and,
they're
like,
playing
totally
yeah.
house, bro.
Ain't no
They were
way.
playing house.
For
They were
real.
playing
They gotta be, bro.
house,
He's
and-
They
like,
gotta
she
be,
wants
bro.
to stay. Well,
Yeah.
motherfucker, what?
Yeah.
if it had
Like,
been,
all right, bet.
if it had
Have
been
her, but
just
I'm gonna
the
take all your
same-
shit.
yeah, if it had been just the same stuff that had happened in the movie, I probably would have just been like, okay, whatever, and I would have just fucking
I would have
left.
just
and-
left.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if there had been like an actual like legitimate, like I had to go through fucking like some crazy bullshit to get over here, then
If you
yeah,
were Frodo and had to take the ring into Mordor.
yeah, like
Yeah,
if I had to go through like there's fucking
Yeah, but
aliens
let's be real,
dropping
Sam took the
seismic
ring.
bombs and shit, and people are getting like evaporated in front of me, I would have just been like, all right, you're dead. Like just like you know what I mean? I did all
Also,
this shit to come over
it
here.
was satisfying to me of him killing the guy
Yeah, it was.
because I liked the fact that we already obviously you should know going into it that he only has one round left.
Yep.
Actually, technically,
Yeah.
this is actually a camera error, but
Yeah,
he has two.
He shouldn't.
Yeah, he
But-
has to.
They meant to portray one, which is
Right.
fine.
Yeah.
But he hides that round when he asks, "Oh,
Which is
can I
smart.
see your sig?" First of all, motherfucker,
Why are you letting
hell
him
no.
see it?
That's
Yeah,
another red
fuck
flag.
that.
Yeah.
No,
Fuck
I'm
that.
not letting you
See my
fucking see the
sig?
sig. That's
Fuck no.
obviously just you checking to see how much ammo I have. Ain't no other reason to fucking look at it. You don't need to see a fucking weapon, bro.
Yeah.
You just know it's a gun. That's
and,
it.
And you just met. It's not like you guys are like friends.
Right,
and
we
you're
ain't
gun
fucking
buddies
friends.
And, like,
What do you
Yeah,
know
that's
me
what I was
back
about.
on the
He's
block?
way too trusting, bro. He's way too trusting.
Yeah.
But to be
No,
fair,
no.
in the movie, they say that nothing happened between them. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's a
Did
fucking
they?
lie.
They
They
did.
did. They said nothing happened
They
between
were
them.
like,
in the
we-
movie.
Yeah, that's
you
a
know, we
lie.
just-
That's a lie. 100%, dog. 100%.
That's a lie.
Right,
Just like when he's
right.
like,
I'm just
it's
saying,
okay.
It's the same thing
I
as
don't
the train
believe in-
thing.
I don't
It's just
believe in
they
the theory.
portrayed-
It's
yeah.
wrong.
Yeah, no. 100%. They got groovy in the sheets before Will made it to them.
Yeah.
Which just adds to the disappointment of the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, man, Will went through all that shit and essentially lost his wife because she decided to. I mean, I get it. I get why she did, but should have been upfront about it. And then
Yeah.
on top of that,
But she's having a
But
kid.
okay,
bro.
but like obviously in our heads
Yeah.
she lied and it did happen. But in the movie they specifically said it didn't happen. So
Nah,
Yeah, but
it
he
happened,
also
dog.
yeah, but that's sarcasm, okay? Because in the movie he also says,
Sarcasm.
"Oh, yeah, no, I don't believe in all this fucking crazy theories that I've been believing all of my life. That doesn't just happen, bro."
Yeah.
He didn't forget that. He doesn't fucking believe that it's not true. He knows it's true.
Yeah.
That's why he's in that situation. You don't do that. That's not how people are.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just a fucking like they're obviously trying to say one thing, but it's totally
And she
that's
clearly
not
believes
that's
him too,
obviously
by the
not
way.
that's obviously not what would happen in real life. Kind of.
Yeah.
She
Zach,
clearly
yeah,
believed
they-
in.
I agree with you, Zach.
She believed the other guy. She's like, yeah, no, there's weird shit.
For
It's a
sure.
simulation.
Yeah.
Because she's like,
Absolutely.
"Hey, whatever you say, bro. As long as I stay, get to live."
Yeah. As long as you.
I go take off my
No,
clothes for you all
she
the
believed
time.
no matter what. Like when the husband's like, "You believe this?" She's like, "Oh, blah, blah, blah." I'm like,
No, of course I
no,
don't.
Yeah,
I
she's
don't
like,
believe
no,
it.
of course not.
Right.
Why would
right.
I?
It's lagging again.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been like, it's over, bitch.
Yeah.
I'm taking your fucking food, I'm taking all your shit, and I'm getting the fuck out of here. This other guy, bang,
What is
fuck you. And then-
No, I would have been like, just stand right here. Yep. Get both of you.
yeah.
One round.
Like I said, honestly, if it had come down to it, and like there was like fucking aliens and shit happening, if I had
Yeah.
gone there and seen that shit happening, I would have probably just been like, you know what, fuck this, and I would have just killed both of them.
Pa, pa.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Fuck it. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it.
But yeah, so
Yeah,
the ending,
ultimately, ladies and gentlemen, this movie, how it ends, does not end well.
yeah, basically him and his wife. There's earthquakes that keep happening over
For
like
some reason,
yeah, for some reason there's earthquakes that keep happening
it's like every
more
like
consistently
5
over
days
time.
or something.
And Zacky's gone.
It's okay.
Sorry,
We can
guys,
finish
we
up.
got technical difficulties, but we're gonna finish up this episode.
Technical
It'll be-
difficulties.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they both get in the he kills the other dude in the forest because the guy's like, she's mine, fuck you, I gotta say, and then he's like,
Sure.
fuck you, and
He draws
shoots him in
first,
the head or shoots him in the chest, and then he runs back because there's a big earthquake happening, and now it's like constantly happening and not stopping, and he's like, we gotta go, and she's like, what the fuck happened, and he's like, he tried to kill me, and she's like, oh, okay, like she's just like,
Yeah.
oh, really?
No way!
Yeah.
Oh, she's
And then-
probably like, damn, that was my plan.
Yeah, and then they got in the fucking truck in the Jeep and they fucking hightail it out of there and they're driving over the fucking highway, and in the background Mount St. Helens is just fucking like exploding, like just gushing. I mean, the Bagussi is gushing, and it's just fucking like
What?
The Bagussi.
it's just like
Yeah.
showering meteorites and shit everywhere, and there's a huge cloud of like ash shit that's just just
chasing
coming down.
after him.
Yeah, and they're
Yeah.
like driving in this fucking 1979 whatever the fuck, and
Jeep
it can
Grand
barely,
Wagoneer, baby.
it can barely
Yep.
go like 50 miles an hour.
Drive.
It probably was only
Yep.
going like 55 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Yep, and struggling.
Yeah.
He's fucking sitting there and he's like, we're gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. And she's like, I know. I love you. He's like, I love you too. And then they kiss each other, and then the movie fucking ends.
And that's it. Cuts.
Cut.
That's how the
That's
how the
it.
fucking movie ends.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's
That's
how
all,
our
folks.
podcast is going to thank you. Bye.
And that was our take. Thank you.
Yeah. This is how the episode ends.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
such
it was
a
dumb.
cop out bullshit ending, dude. What a
For
fuck.
real, like
Don't watch it, ladies and gentlemen. Ultimately, don't watch it. Just
This is
listen
the
to
worst
our-
movie of the four.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
100%.
I'm pretty sure this is going to be number 4 on everybody's list.
it's not Nice Guys is the worst, but
Ooh. I definitely
Okay.
don't agree with that. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys have seen this movie, I'm sorry for your loss. If you haven't, it's not worth it. Don't spend your time on it.
Go watch something else.
Hey, welcome back, Zach.
Sorry, I don't know what's going on with
It's all
this
good,
website.
dog. But if you guys haven't seen it, just listen to our spoiler section. That's all you really need to know. And you guys will be Gucci. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate you guys. If you haven't seen our other 2 episodes of this series yet, go ahead and go check those out. We got one more coming for you guys next week. Make sure you guys stay tuned. It's going to be a good one. And as always, thank you guys for all your love and support. Please like, subscribe, comment, share with a friend. Check out our social media as well as the other shows here on Anykind Media. And we'll catch you guys in the next episode.
bye guys.
Shoots.
Bye.